Hi guys and welcome back to ByTheNook, and today I'm going to show you how I made my Cowboy Superman cosplay. So Halloween has come and passed. This video was supposed to go up a long time ago. This video has also been cursed. I've recorded this 3 separate times and every time something has gone wrong. Hopefully this one goes right. If you're seeing it, it went right. I made this cosplay really quickly for Halloween because I really wanted to be Cowboy Superman. When I was scrolling through Pinterest one day, I found this art of Cowboy Superman and Cowboy Batman, and I really wanted to cosplay it. So I messaged the artist to make sure that it was okay and that it was okay that I make this video, and they said, yes, that is totally fine as long as you credit me. And I said, absolutely, I would never dream of doing anything else. Their actual Tumblr is Jaemongus. I'm going to put it here because I might be saying it wrong, but it looks like it's supposed to say Among Us, but it's Jay. They were super sweet though, and they let me cosplay it and they let me post it. So thank you so much. And please go check out their art. I believe their commissions are closed right now, but if they do open it at any point, you should seriously think about getting some art from them. Their stuff is so cool. So please go check out their stuff. Their link is in the description. But this cosplay was really fast to make. I made this in under 2 days, I think, because a bunch of the stuff is bought and there's stuff that is altered and some stuff that is handmade. The art is a little bit different from what I ended up making because I not only made it in 2 days, but I had to make it in 2 days. Super fun story. When you procrastinate Halloween, there's not really a lot of stuff. If you procrastinate for a con, chances are is that not most of the population is going to be going to a convention that weekend. So you should still be able to get the stuff that you need. But Halloween is one of the biggest events in America. So it was really hard to get a bunch of stuff in time. So there are a bunch of things that are the wrong color and that I will be fixing for Hallmat. Almost everything on this cosplay was bought or altered in some kind of way. So it's not totally handmade, and I know that I'm not gonna try and enter it into a competition, so I'm totally fine with that. But let me show you the pieces that I just bought and didn't alter first so we can just get them out of the way. The first thing is these red cowboy boots. They are so cute. They have a little bit of sand on them. Leave me be. They are so cute. The embroidery on them is very fun. They're super comfortable. I did not expect them to be this comfortable. They were from Amazon, so I kind of assumed that they would just work for a party. But they're so nice. For a Hallmat, I thought about like embroidering maybe an S into it or something. I don't know. That might be a bit hard. I might paint something. I don't know. But these were totally unaltered for the day of Halloween. If I do alter anything for Hallmat, I think I might post a separate video of that. The next unaltered thing is this flannel. So this, oh my God, it still has the tag in it. So this flannel is just a regular, like medium-sized flannel. It's so comfortable. It's an Amazon Essentials. It was basically the first thing I found, and I was like, yep, that works. Just moved on. The next and last thing that was totally unaltered was these gloves. These are so uncomfortable. Like so unbelievably hot and like do not stay on your wrists. They have these like buckle strap things. They're purely for decoration because there's no other snap to align it to. When I wear this again for Hallmat, I am altering these because they would not stay on my hands. It was so crazy. All right, so we're gonna move on to the minorly altered things. The first one that we have is this vest. Now you might be wondering, what about this is altered at all? In fact, one button is missing. That's it. I took one single button off of this because it looked too fancy, and I was like, it would probably look better if it was just open with no button. And I was right, it did. It looked more cowboy that way. I didn't even sew up the buttonhole that matched it. I just left it there and just left it open. It looked better that way, and it was the only thing it needed. So I bought a pair of chaps, right? And they are totally the wrong color. They're black, and I'm not gonna pull them out of the closet because they are so heavy and they won't fit in frame anyways. There's no purpose. They were so long. I bought a size 40. I am a size 36. The 36s would have taken 2 extra weeks to get here, and were also in the wrong color. And there was a pair of 38s that were brown that also would have been here on November 2nd. Am I buying those for Hallmat? Yes, absolutely. I would like them to be brown because the black ones did look very dark on Superman, so it looked very strange to me. And it doesn't match the art that I'm trying to do. So I am gonna be buying the brown ones, but for the time being, I have size 40s that I had to cut the legs of because they were so tall. So they were like 4 to 6 inches too long. So I just cut them at the snap point that they had because they have like snaps on the bottom for you to be able to close around your boots. I didn't need those snap closures. They were so big on my legs, but I ended up having to cut those. Again, I'm not going to grab them, but it was just like one quick motion and we were done. Now, the other thing that I altered and kind of made, it's kind of stupid and it looks really bad now. So I'm going to tell you this as a horror story and not as what you should be doing for this cosplay, okay? We all heard that? So this shirt, as you can see, now has the Superman logo on it. is a blue compression shirt. It was so comfortable. Oh my God. It's such a nice material, and it, like, a lot of the time when I end up buying like a Gildan t-shirt, it'll get like really warm and uncomfortable and itchy, and it just gets really awful. This compression shirt was the perfect texture. If I had done everything else right, this would have been the perfect shirt, basically. But here's where I went wrong, right? This is crunchy. In the video of me painting, you can see that it's an entirely different color of yellow, and I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. You can see as I'm painting it that the red is going on super well. It's not really leaving any streaks. It looks really thick. It looks opaque. That's because I use this. This is called Speedball Flex. Now, what I thought this was red fabric paint. That is not technically what this is. What this is screen printing paint, which means what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to lay out like a stencil, and then you're supposed to push the paint over the stencil and then heat set it and then wash it, and then it will be nice. That's not what I did. I used this as paint. So the red is crunchy for that reason. Now the yellow is crunchy for an entirely separate reason. This is why the yellow is peeling and not just crunchy. So this is the yellow paint that I use. This is called Bluebird Colorful Living Fabric Paint. This sucks. Flat out, this is fabric paint, but this sucks. It was so thin. I put on like 15 layers, and it was so thin the entire time. You could see straight through to the blue, and it just looked so bad. So this didn't work. And instead of taking it off, because I didn't think I had time and I thought it would ruin the shirt, I kept painting, decided to let it dry, and decided to buy this, but in yellow. This is also the black paint that I used. This in yellow and this in black work perfectly, because again, it's screen printing ink. It's not fabric paint. And it's not even like it's mismarketed. It says screen printing ink. I'm just not reading things when I buy them. All I'm saying is, A, it would have gone better if I had read everything. And B, it would have gone better if I had measured better. You can see when I'm painting it that it's like 2 inches to the left. For what reason? I have no clue. I don't know how I didn't notice it. I didn't notice it until I was done painting. I was looking at it in the footage and I was like, oh my God, that's so far to the left. It's under a couple of layers of clothing, which makes it look so much better. And in videos, you can hardly tell that it's crunchy because the first day that I wore this, it was not crunchy. The second time I wore this, it was crunchy. But in the videos, it's a little harder to tell. I've washed this about 3 times and the crunchiness has stayed just about the same. So when I wear this for haul mat, it is more than likely that I'm gonna paint a different shirt, and I will do it the proper way. So this is my Superman hat. It's really cute. It's just a cowboy hat. It's just a random generic cowboy hat. Basically, the only thing I did to change this was this logo. I am aware that it looks terrible. In photos, it looks great. In photos, it looks fine. In front of you, like that close, it's so awful, and I know that. Basically, all I did for this was take off the longhorn that was in the center of it, and I just like painted over the holes. So there's holes, there's layers, so I couldn't make a straight line to save me. I do really love this hat. This hat is so cute, but again, it just was like not it. Now, the last thing that I made for this, I did it as best as I could without a pattern. So this is the cape. Ignore that I didn't cut the excess fabric. I just noticed it. That is so crazy. But this cape is basically me doing my best to recreate the photo without a pattern. In the photo, you can see that it's supposed to be like a big bandana that mixes with his cape. It's really cool looking, and it's a great way to incorporate the cowboy look into the cape. I could not figure it out. I figured it out now, but when I was trying to do it, I was like, I have no fucking clue how to do that. So what I settled for was making this big old square that goes around my neck and then doing a triangle of a pillowcase. And that's it. That's all that this is. This is a triangle pillowcase with a very thick neck. I am gonna put it on because I don't think I'm wearing it in any of the videos that I took, which is crazy. It doesn't sit super well. It sits well enough. When there's other layers in between, it doesn't choke me, but it does like fall backwards a lot. So it's like putting pressure on my neck, which is a little bit weird. It flows so nicely behind me. The weight of it is almost perfect to me. It just looks a little weird without the rest of the costume on. So it probably looks a little bit strange right now. But yeah, that's how I made my Cowboy Superman cosplay for Halloween of 2025. I'm really hoping this recording worked because every other recording that I've done has resulted in something going wrong. If you're seeing this, I hope you enjoyed. I love making costumes, and this was such a fun process to do. So if you want to see me make more cosplays, I have plenty more coming up. So if you like seeing my cosplay content, go ahead and like and subscribe so I know that this is what you're coming here for. And with that, use your free will today, and I hope that you stay cool and that you stay cringe. And I'll see you later. Bye.